Greetings, YouTubers. It is Sunday, April 29th, 2018, still in Blue Jay, California. So, I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot today. I think I might continue on the doors behind me here a little bit. I'm kind of out of wood for much of anything else. I've got some stuff on order that's not here yet, and some other things. So just kind of a quiet day, but I wanted to produce something, and kind of give you an update on my daughter. I talked to her this morning, and she's really been crunching hard on this decision that's in front of her. I think I've mentioned a couple of videos back that she has an opportunity to move back to Greeley, which is where we came from, and she's been kind of chatting with some of her old friends back there, and one of them has told her that the company that she works for is looking for people. I mean, it's not a great wage, but it's enough probably for her to get by, and if she has a place to stay where she has a roommate and she can split rent and that kind of thing, I think she can make a pretty good go of it. She's also talking about going back to school, which is encouraging, and getting what amounts to a teaching credential to teach English. Specifically to Japanese. She's always had kind of an affinity for the Japanese culture. She's a big fan of anime and manga and that kind of thing. If you don't know what that is, it's not important. But she's actually been teaching herself how to write Japanese and how to speak Japanese. So I think it would be an excellent choice for her. I think she's very articulate. She's a good communicator. She's highly intelligent. She's probably up in the 140s IQ wise. I don't place a lot of stock in IQ tests. I mean, I test pretty high too, and I don't think I'm all that smart. So, so I'm really happy for her, and I think that she's kind of rounding her decision out, and it sounds like it's going to be one that takes her back to Greeley. If certain things work out, there's a couple of ifs attached to that. If this happens and if that happens and blah, blah, blah. So she needs to get a couple of answers on those questions, on those ifs, and then sounds like she's going to apply remotely for the job, and if she gets it, then we'll probably look at getting her a plane ticket back to Greeley, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll segue my trip up to Coeur d'Alene, back east again over the Rockies, and haul all her stuff back to her, and then continue on up to Coeur d'Alene from there. So what else is going on? I mean, nothing new from my end, I guess. Got some stuff done yesterday. Had a horrendous headache. Both Rachel and I did yesterday. I think the weather's changing. They've used that 4-letter S word again in our forecast for the middle of next week. It's been kind of a late winter for California. I mean, it's not unheard of, but I'm ready for some warmer temperatures. The good side of it is that the places that I was aiming at traveling, so up the eastern Sierras, it gets warm back there. It's kind of the lee side of the mountains, and it's high desert essentially, and it gets warm, and having cooler temperatures for that portion of my journey, assuming I go that way and not back to Greeley. Although I'd probably be going through Quartzsite again on the way back. So either way you look at it, I mean, having cooler temperatures is probably a good thing. So, what else is going on? I think that's it. I'm not going to do a whole lot of instructional video today. I'm just going to do, the talking head thing today, and to give you guys a reprieve. I mean, I've been putting 20-minute plus videos. I think the one yesterday was 36 minutes. Holy cannoli! I can't believe that I could produce that much content. It took forever to process that thing. OMG. OMYHVH. So I gotta look for another editor. I'm using OpenShot. It's an open source video editor, and I mean it's capable. But it's got some glitchiness to it. I tried speeding up some segments a couple of posts back where I'm just drilling holes and I just sped it up. And there's this weird thing that happens at the end of those segments where it kind of just freezes and the audio goes into this weird repeating high-speed loop and it does it for every time I've accelerated that frame rate, that output. And the videos that it produces, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's kind of like little jerks in the video output. I don't know if that's something that's inherent to YouTube. I don't think it is. I think it's in the originals before I post them. So it's got to be coming from the editor. So all of that to say is that I'm using this open source editor, and I've already told you that I like the open source community, but I'm maybe looking for a different open source editor out there. If you guys have got any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I used Adobe Premiere years ago. I used to be, I was an art teacher at a small college in California, and I taught a 475-hour program pertaining to digital arts, and Premiere was one of the segments that I taught in my program. It's been a long time, probably, late 90s, early new millennia, maybe. I forget. I'm old. I forget stuff. I'm old and retired. I'm okay with forgetting stuff. So I may opt to go ahead and bite the bullet on the Adobe suite. I think what I'd like to do is find an older version like CS5, where it has all of the Adobe tools in a suite: Illustrator, Photoshop, Premiere, etc. And then I'd be willing to probably pay for that and just have it. I prefer having installed software. The whole cloud thing has never really appealed to me. And I mean, there's some great pluses about it. I like the fact that your stuff gets backed up remotely. If I'd have done that with my book, you don't know that I wrote a book, but I did. I wrote a science fiction novel. It took me about 5 years of work, about 65,000 words, 450 pages at the pagination that I had it set at. And I lost it. I was moving it over to a thumb drive, and I opened it from the thumb drive, and it opened fine, so I thought I was good to go, and deleted it from the hard drive, and then when I went back to the thumb drive, it was gone. So I lost 5 years of work in a novel. Yeah, I wanted to cry over that one. So, having a cloud, that would have been a plus if that had been done in, the Google text editor. What is it? The Google Word processing software, whatever it is. It saves out to the cloud. I would still have my book. I may still have like an early version of it with a few chapters, so I might have a starting point somewhere that I can go back to and build from there. So that's one of the things that I'm hoping to do while I'm out on the road is rewrite my novel. I have absolutely no hope of doing anything with it. I think that the number of writers out in the world today are there's a lot, and I think it's pretty rare that a piece of work elevates itself above such a crowd that you can actually produce income or resource from it. But I enjoy writing it. I enjoy the story. The story is kind of more appealing to me. It's kind of me living out my alter ego a little bit. I won't go into detail about what it is. I don't want to bore you, but so anyway, I've never really been a fan of cloud-based stuff. I like to own the software and have it. And I mean, I'm still using. I have a version of Photoshop 5, not CS5, Photoshop 5. I mean, this goes back to mid-90s, maybe. And it's still a great tool. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's a bugger to install in Windows 10. It doesn't want to go. But there was I'm going to use the wrong term here, probably an emulator, optimizer, something. There was a way. I found a way, and I got it to install and run. And so, which is a great tool to have. You know, the little logo that I have down, whatever corner it's in. You know, I did that in Photoshop. Created a transparent GIF. So Photoshop's a great tool. I love the Adobe suite. I love the Adobe products. I've taught them, all of them, and used them for decades. I had a graphics design business long time ago. Never made a whole lot of money. I think the best I ever did was about $12,000 gross in 1 year. Just another. I keep picking competitive markets for work, for businesses. Had a web design company for a while. I was actually a webmaster for a nonprofit in Denver. That's how I got to Colorado, actually. So, anyway, sorry for filling your ear full of useless, unuseful information. Steven, here's my black socks, dude. No shorts today. But you know, I didn't want to leave you empty-handed. So this is it. I'll probably have something with a little more meat in it tomorrow. I'll need to go and get some wood and that kind of stuff and start working on wall 2, pod 2, and then wall 3, pod 2, and then roof, pod 2, and then get the doors and a potty, and I'm ready to roll. That's exciting. All right, guys, bless you. Again, thank you for all your comments and hanging out there with me. Appreciate it very much. And we'll see you soon. Later.